Hello everyone, and welcome to another video. Sorry I've not done one in a little while, but honestly I've had a lot of other stuff to be taken care of, and this is the first time something's come out that's actually important enough to warrant one for quite a while. So, today I want to look at, is it worth going from Mark 14 to Mark 15? Now, in this instance, I'm pretty much talking explicitly presuming that you already have it at Epic 14, is it worth going up to Epic 15? Now, I've got a torpedo here in the little upgrade box, because frankly it's just the first thing that came to mind that I've got that's 14 Epic that I haven't already done to 15. So, right off the bat, you can see that there is a huge damage increase from 8,319.8 up to 9,220. Now, that's around about, it's not exact, but it's around about a 12.3% increase just for going up one mark. Now, that's pretty huge, and surprisingly, it doesn't actually cost that much. Now, getting something up in terms of rarity, obviously that's an entirely different kettle of fish, but when we're talking about literally just upgrading the mark from 14 to 15, you are guaranteed to get this, again, approximately 12.3% increase from getting it from 14 to 15. Now, that should seem to answer the question by itself, so I have one of these here. So these you can make yourself, buy off the exchange really cheap. You don't have to worry about going through the lockbox method if you're not particularly flush in either terms of spending money on the game to get universal tech upgrades or whatever else. You can gradually build up your dilithium and then eventually blast a whole bunch into upgrading your stuff. So these give 12.8k tech points, so you only need, what, 12 of those, roughly? Let me just work that out. So, 12.8. So, you're going to need 14. That's not a lot, really. That's 2 days. 2 days of dilithium, and not even 10 minutes of energy credit farming to get it up. I mean, I'm gonna be honest, it kind of answers itself at this point, but just for the sake of argument, I've come into an elite Gamma Aerodon just because it's the easiest thing to queue up for straight away, and we're gonna see what the new upgrades actually do. This is the first time I've tried it myself, so I don't know how big the effect is actually gonna look. I mean, obviously you do have to bear in mind the factor that on paper those stats don't include any in-combat buffs that you're running or anything like that, and all of those values are multipliers of the base value. So anything that's cat 2 effect, so any of your tactical abilities, so go down fighting, tactical fleet, whatever, then they're going to get an exponential increase from this because the base value itself is increasing by 12.3%. It is making a huge difference to the original value that it's starting to multiply from. So it's going to be a hell of a lot bigger than just an approximate 12% increase to your damage. Because after you've got that initial amount, everything else is going to be boosted up so much higher. Now, for PvP, I can imagine this making a significant enough difference to notice, but odds are pretty much everybody that you're going to fight is going to have the same thing. So getting to Mark 15 in terms of PvP is literally just going to bring you back up to balance with what everybody else has likely already done. It's not going to give you an advantage or anything. So if you're thinking that, oh great, now we've got an extra upgrade level to go up, I can just go in and have a significant advantage in PvP, yeah, it's not going to work like that because everybody else is going to have it, which means the shields and everything else are going to be naturally higher. So it's an effect that's pretty much just going to balance itself out. For PvE, however, that's very different. Here, I think it's not necessarily mandatory, but it makes a big enough difference to make this your next biggest priority. Probably a bit of a mistake on my part there. Came down to a grinding halt, so now my pedal to the metal is going to have to start all over again. But to be fair, that's a bonus that picks itself back up quick enough that it's not likely to have particularly dropped my damage very much. Look at this damage, this is just ridiculous. Yeah, people will argue that torpedo builds technically do more single hit damage. Yeah, that's fine, definitely. But gonna be honest, a cycle hastened fire at will when most of your shots are hidden upwards of 30, and we've even seen some 50Ks in here. You know, I mean, just look at this. It's absolutely ridiculous. So yeah, general gist is make it your first priority, especially if you're looking at PvE terms. Get your stuff up to Mark 15. It shouldn't be too hard to grind. I mean, just doing your daily patrol should pick up enough junk to just sell on the exchange, to people buying it to salvage, or just discard it if you really can't be bothered. Until the galaxy or whatever, you know, something like that would probably be enough, and a few days of just your normal dilithium refinement will be enough for each item. So if you're looking at a ship, you may be looking 3-4 weeks if you're completely free to play and you only have one account to get all of this stuff up to Mark 15. Obviously, if you have multiple characters, it could be done in as quick as a week, free to play, quite easily. So I wouldn't worry too terribly about how much it's all going to cost. I would say that the benefits definitely outweigh the total cost of upgrading everything to 15. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and see you in the next one. Take care.